Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we shall be talking about football and soccer. As most of you know that there has always been arguments about the word football and soccer. So today in this video I've come with answers to some of your questions, and by the end of this video you will have known where football came from and how the word soccer started and where it started from. And my American friends, you will have known that whether the game is called football or soccer, and so the British friends, you will have known that your word football still goes on, because personally I call it football. How do you call it?
They call it American football. I don't get it. They kick it one time every 15 days. So how do you call it football?
Stay with us as we go through and dissect the history of football and soccer. So follow me as we go through this video. And why the Americans insist on calling it soccer instead of football like most of the world does. And as most of you know me that I'm a huge fan of the game football, because I call it football despite the fact that I'm living in the USA. So most of you know me as a big fan of football, and my team is Manchester United. Today I'm having on our national team jersey, the Uganda Cranes. So stay with me as we go through the history of the beautiful game of football. Modern football is believed to have begun in 1863, when England's newly formed FA wrote down a set of rules. At the time, it was the most widely played game of its kind in the country, but it wasn't the only one. Rugby football, named after an English boarding school, was a variation that allowed players to carry and run with the ball to advance it towards the goal. The game, played under Football's association rules, was later called association football. Linguistically creative students at the University of Oxford in the 1880s distinguished between the sport of raga, or call it rugby football, and a soccer, or call it association football. The latter term was further shortened to soccer, and the name quickly spread beyond the campus. However, soccer never became much more than a nickname in Great Britain. By the 20th century, rugby football was more commonly called rugby, while association football was called just plain football. Meanwhile, in the USA, a sport re-emerged in the 19th century that borrowed elements of both rugby and association football. In full, it was known as gridiron football, but most people never bothered with the first word. Gridiron football was invented by a gentleman called Walter Camp. As a result, American association football players increasingly adopted soccer to refer to their sport. The United States Football Association, which had formed in the 1910s as the official organizing body of the American soccer, changed its name to the United States Soccer Football Association in 1945, and it was later dispersed with the football altogether. No longer just a nickname, soccer had stuck. Till now, Americans decided to permanently refer to gridiron football as football and association football as soccer. In the previously completed Qatar World Cup, American fans were heard chanting, "It's called soccer, it's called soccer," during their games in Qatar. This was followed by the US President Joe Biden making a video endorsing the "It's called soccer" slogan while wishing the national team luck in the World Cup.
It's called soccer. Go USA.
This, however, brought heated arguments and mixed reaction between the American and the English fans about how the sports should be called. The Americans chanted, "It's called soccer," while the English fans chanted, "It's called football." The two sides met at the group stages, a game which was highly anticipated by most of the football fans globally. The game, however, ended with a goalless draw, and both teams were able to reach the knockout stages.
Soccer! It's called soccer! It's called soccer! It's called soccer! It's called soccer!
Despite the fact that the World Cup is over, the argument between soccer and football still goes on. This is what some people have had to say about the soccer and football argument.
And it's football.
All right, don't start.
In America, yeah, they throw the ball. They call it American football. I don't get it. They kick it one time every 15 days. So how do you call it football? Call it throw ball. Do something else. Yeah, you don't say anything about that. It's football. There's only one football, is it?
Don't worry about it. Soccer just sounds cool.
No, it doesn't.
It sounds cool?
No, it doesn't.
Does it sound cool to you,
You
Jamie?
throw the ball.
I haven't got a problem with soccer, to be fair.
No?
I mean, Football Magazine, World Soccer, we got Soccer Saturday in England as well, so
It's all right.
Football.
I'm trying to keep my American fans happy.
There we go. There we go.
Didn't know you had any.
A sport called football in which you use your hands for the vast majority of the game, or a sport called football in which you cannot use your hands.
We get that in soccer sometime, don't we? We get ties.
It's football, not soccer.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
Let us know in the comments how you prefer it to be called. Is it called soccer or is it called football? Share your opinion and please give us a reason why you will stick with your answer. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and wait for more interesting videos to come. Thank you for watching.